Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Zaytoven Zaytiki checking in right here. And you got it locked in to the progress report. Salute. Dig that.
The progress report.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Lalaa, Shepard checking in, and this is the progress report. And I got my very special guest of the evening,
Zaytoven checking in.
That's right, that's right. Okay, so first we're gonna start the interview off with a couple of basics, just your likes and dislikes. So what's your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
I'm gonna have to go with lunch. And
Okay.
even though at lunchtime I might be eating breakfast, but just that time of the day around like 12, that's when I really like to eat.
Right, I don't care for breakfast food.
Yeah,
It's too
yeah,
early.
too
you know
early.
what I mean? It's kind of weird. So what's your favorite type of food?
I'm gonna go with soul food. Cause I like Japanese a whole lot, but
do
so
too.
yeah, but
Word.
but soul food, I gotta get the soul food.
Can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with
Okay.
soul food.
Okay, so list your top 5 favorite movies.
Top 5 favorite movies. Let's go with. Alright, I like Sylvester Stallone a lot, so he did a movie called Lock Up. I'll go with that.
Okay.
Alright. I'll go with Paid in Full. That's another one of my
Sure.
just classic, movies.
Right.
You got me on the ropes. Let me see.
Three
Another
more.
Coming to America.
Okay. Good
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, good choice. Coming to America. Birds of a Feather,
Of course.
because I'm in that.
Of course.
Then I say Finesse.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah, my own movies.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Not too many people can say they got their own
Own
movies, so
movie.
of course you got to pick your own joints.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could choose 2 superpowers, which ones would you choose and why?
2 superpowers. One would to fly. And that would be just so I can move around fast as I need to, see what's going on, get to wherever I need to fast as I can.
Where?
And the other one would be just to, be able to help out other people that's in
Word.
need. So,
Where?
I guess I like that to be a superpower.
Okay. Understood. 2 favorite cartoons of yours when you were growing up.
Cartoons. I used to like Tom and Jerry.
Classic.
Classic. What's another cartoon? Thundercats.
I heard of it.
You
but
might
I
have been
think
too
that's
young
before
for
my
that. Yeah,
time.
you're too young for
I
that.
heard of it though.
Thundercats. Yeah.
Word. Okay. All right. So what are some pros and cons of being a military brat?
The pros is you just get, you get to move around a whole lot. You get to meet new people. You get to, get in different environments, see new places. I enjoyed that as a kid. And the cons is the same thing. You move around a lot, so you miss your friends. You got to start all over again. So, that was the only thing I hate about moving so much. It's just like, man, I'd be attached to my friends and my
True.
school and all that, and my girlfriend, whoever it is, and then
Right.
it's like, now I gotta leave.
So the Bay Area versus Atlanta. What are some differences and what are some similarities?
The Bay Area versus Atlanta. I will say the Bay Area and Atlanta, what they have in common is a certain type of style. Like the Bay Area is really style driven as far as clothes and swagger and the way they carry themselves.
Right.
And Atlanta is definitely, the city for that. So, in that way they remind me of each other. Even with the music, like I think they're similar in the music. Like the Bay Area just has their own sound and their own style. And that's what Atlanta is. Atlanta just, they done created their own certain sound and style. So if somebody come in from out of town trying to rap that sound or make that sound, you can tell like, oh, they ain't really from here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That makes sense.
I think that's, yeah.
So for this next part, I have about 5 different tracks. So I'm gonna just play a snippet of them, and as soon as you hear it, I'm gonna pause it. You let me know what emotion that it evokes from you,
Okay.
and then what were you going through or doing at that particular time of your life. Okay.
Okay, cool. They don't know about that. They don't know nothing about that. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first fell in love with Gucci,
That's it back there.
It was hard.
Straight.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a positive. So again, what emotion does that song personally evoke for you, and what were you going through during the time when y'all made that song?
At that time, this is like after Gucci had the murder case.
Right.
Okay, so we just recording songs, and I'm thinking like, okay, Gucci finna go sit down for a little while. So I'm just trying to gather a lot of songs. So if he go away, I can have enough material to put an album together. That's on the Hard to Kill album. So I was listening to all the songs we had. That time we were just being extra gutter, extra street. We had Pills on that album. That's when he had Freaky Girl. He got Hold That Thought, all that, and I just like that made me be like, we need just that. We used to go to Blaze all the time, Jazzy T's, them type of clubs. So I was in that feeling like, man, let's make something, an anthem for these girls that dance in these clubs. You know what I mean? And that's the feeling I had when we were making that song.
That's dope, man. That's so dope to know that. Finally, it makes sense. Okay, we're going to go to the next one.
That's what you call money, small money, more money. You ain't got no money.
Now, this was another favorite for real. This was my shit. Alright.
Dang, that's classic. That's classic. All I can remember about that song is we recorded at Patchwork, and me and Gucci was just in a zone. It's like every song we do, every beat I pull up, we just coming out with bangers. And I was just, that was just in the mix of all that. It's like we might have did, 10 songs that day.
Word.
And I was just one of them ones that's like, Gucci going crazy. So
Alright.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Alright, next one.
Jill, hey, young Judy, 32 and a
Had to play a Juice Man song, man. Had to play Juice.
Hey, cop a chicken dog for the 18. Chain on the plane, man, for the coach team. Then I hit your block with that straight drop. 3 grand for the 50 to have your block hot. Cop a chicken dog for the 8.
OJ.
You know what? You bringing back real memories.
For sure.
So this is, was Gucci locked? I think Gucci was locked up at the time. And and I started working real close with Juice. I think that might have been on the Juice World mixtape. Or I think that might have been the Juice World mixtape. But it's like at that time, I was doing all Juice beats on whatever mixtape he was putting out. And I was just thinking about him like I was thinking about Gucci, like just tearing up the streets. Let's just go hard. So let me just give you nothing but just trap, street bangers, because that's what he raps so good on them.
For sure.
And that just remind me of that. That just remind me of Juice coming over to the house, and we just cooking up from scratch.
Word. Okay, that's what's up. All right, next joint. This was the first one, the intro to the song.
Ooh.
Hard.
These are space to this. Where I lay, hey.
Yeah, man.
Dang, you finna make me go in my car and start. Hey, that's all I'm finna listen to, some old Zay.
Word.
So that's, Future brought another element, I think, out of me. Just because his style was so different. His approach to the game was just so, he was talking about being an astronaut kid and, Pluto, all that. So it forced me to use different instruments and different sounds. I remember when I finally found that sound I used in that beat right there, it was in a Phantom G, and it's like I used it for like 10 beats after that. It's like, oh, I found something new. So I remember cooking that up for Future, just just in the stage that he was in and the way he was rapping, it made me come up with that beat. So.
Dope. All right, next joint. This is one of my favorite.
Definitely my favorite.
That whole shit rolls.
Drop top shout. We back. Holiday season. The flare. Real trap shit. I smell like I'm Teacher Jones. Sell dope like Nicky Barnes. Tats on my naked arm. Like my kush very strong.
Alright. Gucci Mane Without Me. I'm Up mixtape.
I just remember trying to make a movie that time. We was in the studio. I made it from scratch. We was in patchwork. We was working on that mixtape. And it was like, man, I got to make, like the intro, I got to make a movie for Gucci. And, and that's what he wanted to talk about. He wanted to talk about, like, where would the game be without me? And I said, hold on, let me add these strings. Let me just make a real scenery about it.
Right.
And he put the words to it, and that's one of my favorite songs.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, I got one more for you, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Come on. Okay. What you doing? What you doing? I gotta lay on my side like I'm shot. Okay. Come on. What you doing? Baby, what you doing? Girl, I'm on Versace. I can rap you over Louis. What you doing?
Migos, Gucci, the Green album. What you doing?
Hey man, Quavo, you see, if you listen to that music, you can tell, like, you listen to the chords and the way that was brought up. Quavo put me in that space, because, just the way he come up with his melodies, it made me come with that type of track, man. So I had to get a credit. A lot of times, the reason why I make, a lot of times I make different sounding beats, it be the influence of the artist, you know what I mean? Like, Quavo can influence me to make something different than what a Future would, or what Gucci would. So I get that influence on that track it was trying to just cater to Quavo, and that's how I came up with that track.
Dope. It was like 3 songs on that particular album. They was I think the names of them was originally wrong. It was like 3 songs that was like out of order. So,
out of order, yeah.
But the fans knew it.
They knew what time it was.
We knew it, you know what I mean? Because we listened, we like, wait a minute, I think this is that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do remember that one. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the evolution of Zaytoven as a man and as a producer. Now, as a child of God, when in your heart did you know that he was real? When did you realize that he was real?
Back really when I was real young. I was in church all my life. My dad's a preacher. My mom is, was a choir director. And I was just a kid that, grew up in that belief. So, that don't mean you really know some or feel God. I think I was maybe around 10, 11 years old.
Okay.
That's when I really start, feeling just like a certain spirit and feeling, that like God has really came into my heart and made me, look at things a certain way and act a certain way. So I say around about 10, 11 years old.
Okay, definitely. All right. Now, tips for maintaining a healthy marriage.
Make sure the woman is happy. It's like that's all I know. Like, long as the woman is happy, long as she happy, I think everything is gonna run smoothly. So
absolutely.
I always make sure I try to keep my lady happy.
That's right. Okay. Now, speak on owning a barbershop.
Well, owning a barbershop and being a barber is like, to me, it's not really a whole lot of difference. I mean, from a business aspect, it's like, okay, you make a certain amount of money a month, but still, it's still bills and stuff to keep that stuff up.
Right.
I almost enjoy being a barber more than just an owner, just because I enjoy cutting, I enjoy being in the atmosphere and being around all the people. So, it's just business. You know what I mean? Owning a barbershop. Now I own a salon. My wife got her own salon now. It's good to be able to have your own, and you can go in there and do whatever you want to whenever you want to do it. Well, I almost missed the fact when I was working there, when it was like my job, and I had to get up and go to the barbershop. I almost kind of missed that.
Right. So can people still get a cut from you?
Only certain people. Right now, I only cut my son, my
Okay.
dad, my brother. So I
Gotcha.
don't really do a lot of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you say was the best investment that you made?
The best investment was, I guess, say my studio equipment. Remember, I got my first big check from So Icy.
Okay.
It was like $25,000. I took all the money just to reinvest and bought, big, nice studio equipment, new keyboard, new drum machine. So, and I constantly do that. I constantly reinvest in myself. I asked a banker friend of mine, like, dang, what can I put some of my money in, she was like, right now, the best investment right now is yourself. Continue investing in yourself, because the money that you making doing this music, you ain't gonna make it nowhere else. So.
True.
So the studio, investing in myself is, I think, the greatest investment.
Right. Okay. Now speak on failure and why it's important for people to fail sometimes.
Failure is almost, you have to fail. That's in anything you do. You're never gonna just come in and go straight to the top, and everything is not gonna always be sweet. You're not gonna even know how good it feels to win if you never lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like in this game now, I'm constantly winning, but I'm also taking losses too. So just when I win, it just feels so much better, because I know what losses feel like.
Absolutely.
Losses build character. You know
Right.
what I mean? They strengthen you. They make you stronger. So whenever you do win, you know how to appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, congratulations on the new label situation. Is this your first time being signed to a major label?
First time.
Okay.
Now I've been in the game for a long time,
Yeah, for sure.
and I never, I said, like, I ain't never trip on trying to sign to a major, nothing like that. I just felt like I've been in the game for so long and done so much.
Right.
It's time to, branch out and do something else and do that. So that's the reason I did it now.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Can we expect an album or something in the near future?
The album will be coming out first quarter of 2018.
Dope.
Definitely be a classic. I think it's a must-have album for anybody listening to rap music, especially trap music. It's like the Dr. Dre Chronic album. This is the Zaytoven. The Trap Holizay album is, equivalent to that.
Dope, dope, dope. All right, now the next section is the music.
Okay.
Okay, so I know you met Jay-Z a couple of months back. I saw that picture and that was epic. I think everybody in hip hop was super excited.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to listen to the latest album he put out?
Yeah, the 4/4. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what was your overall takeaway message from that?
When you say takeaway message, what you mean?
Like, I know he put it out, for, our people specifically. Were there any like main points or takeaways that you got when you listened to the whole album? For me, I think just being smarter about investing and of course just thinking about priorities, that type of thing. So what takeaways did you add from the album?
I think that's what it is. I think Jay-Z's such a businessman and a well thinker that he's trying to enlighten our people to do things a different way, and trying to share some knowledge to them in a form of rap where they can kind of soak it up and say, okay, nah, he right.
Right.
But this it's the culture that it is, a lot of us ain't gonna take it like that.
Yeah.
It's
True.
We still gonna do how we do it and all that.
Money
So
signs, yeah.
yeah, you know how that go. But
Word.
but I definitely commend him for doing that, because
Absolutely.
he's in a position that's, if he don't do that, then he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what about music from you guys? Can we
Now,
expect anything?
you know what? I can't say exactly when.
Gotcha.
I know we got some dope on the way. It was like 25 tracks that that I left them with. We was actually about to release one, but then we pulled back. So just stay tuned.
Oh, hell
just stay
yeah.
tuned.
That's gonna be major.
Yeah.
Now speak about Bankroll Fresh. His evolution from Young Fresh to Bankroll Fresh. Talk about that transition as an artist and as a person, as you knew him when he was first starting to start his career.
Bankroll Fresh, what I know him as Young Fresh, he was like a real little brother to me. Like, this is one of the guys that, if anybody know, like my house or my mom's house, that's like the spot if you want to come do music. He was the guy that's there every day, bright and early, all the time. So, the evolution from Young Fresh is just him being excited to come around and, just do songs Then Bankroll Fresh, he became an artist that people are looking at, like, you know what I mean, like this is one of the newest, hottest guys in the game. So I couldn't do nothing but respect it and be like, man, my boy Fresh is not playing, he's going extra hard. So, you know, and it was just a blessing to sit there and watch him evolve and watch him, you know, the most exciting thing for me is to watch a guy like Fresh go from absolutely nothing. He came to me, he rapped on one of my beats that I didn't even give it to him, but he just came to me showing me like, hey man, I'm the truth. It go from that to like, oh yeah, you are the truth. I'm working with you every day. To it's like, dang, you on the radio. You the hottest guy out right now. That's just amazing to watch. So
definitely, because a lot of people, I don't think they realize that, you know, Young Fresh, he was on a lot of Gucci Mane's past tapes, and that's when I first, I guess, saw his name. But of course I didn't know he was gonna be Bankroll Fresh. But that's when I first, you know, heard about him. Now, another artist, too, that you played a very influential place in his career and his life is Trouble. So talk about his evolution. I know he's currently serving time right now, free Trouble, but just talk about the maturity of his music, just from when you first met him to now, his sound.
When I first met him, he wasn't even really rapping that much. It was more so about Big Bang Black. It was more so about Alley Boy. But, you know, but Trouble always had that star quality thing about him. So we did a project together called Zay Did It, you know, how long ago was it? About a year or two ago? And, you know, and I just, you know, I felt like he was a star back then, so that's when I said, let me jump on him early, start working with him early. We got the movie Birds of a Feather 2 coming out, and he's the star in that movie. You know what I mean? I want to be the first one to say, hold on, you know, I had him in the movie first, you know what I mean? So, you know, just watching a guy like him, when I first met him, he was just coming out of jail. You know what I mean? To be the guy who he is now, you doing songs with Drake, he in movies, you know, he's a superstar now. So.
Absolutely. All right. So what are your thoughts on women in hip hop? I know, you know, with a female, you wouldn't know this, but a lot of females, we go through a lot of sexist stuff and, you know, just a whole bunch of craziness. So what are your thoughts and your perspective on women in hip hop, and what would you do if your daughter told you she wanted to do music?
My perspective on women in hip hop is, I think it's definitely needed, you know. Matter of fact, I think women have their shot and their time right now. Especially that Cardi B doing so good, the girl Cash Doll coming up doing her thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I just put out a project with a number of girls. It's called Zaytoven Sorority 2. And I'm trying to empower that, you know. I'm rocking with the girls, you know what I mean? Of course, it's you know, it's a man's sport, so it's definitely gonna be sexist. It's definitely gonna be harder for women to get on and get popping. But you know, it's definitely a spot that's open that is, you know, it's a void in the game where you got to have them women in the game. So you know, it's a voice that's very much needed. So I'm doing my thing to rock with the women, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and you always have supported the females.
Yeah,
like you
definitely.
said, you did release a tape with all females, and I remember back in the day you had a couple of songs with Diamond.
The girls, I've been rocking with the girls, man. So.
Absolutely, so we appreciate that.
That's what's up.
All right, so 5 business tips that you would give to young artists and young producers that they probably don't know nothing about the game, just from anything. What would you say?
First of all, coming in the game, I definitely say look at your paperwork. You know what I mean? Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Watch how you spend your money, because, you know, this stuff, it comes fast and it go even faster. And that's like you know, make investments. Make sure you reinvest whatever it is that what you're doing, you know, reinvest in yourself. If you're a producer, reinvest in your equipment. You know what I mean? If you're an artist, reinvest in you getting your own studio, you know what I mean? So you can rap as much as you need to and things like that.
Right.
Those are like just the major points. Those are the things I see a lot of people just kind of fall off in that area, and then they can be hot for a little while, and then the next year is like, and they struggling, they ain't, you know. So always reinvest in yourself. Make sure you know what I mean, make wise choices with your money. You know what I mean? Because it may look like a whole lot at once, but boy, that stuff getting gone, and you like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. And it's like quicksand. There ain't nothing you can do. That money getting gone.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Good advice. All right, now this last part, it's the progress report cards, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna name a couple of different artists, and you're gonna give them a grade, A, B, or C. That's it.
Okay.
Based off of creativeness, work ethic, and consistency.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as I say the name, A, B, or C. That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right. Young LA.
I'm gonna give him a A.
Okay. Young Ralph.
I gotta give A. You can't name all the guys. These my boys.
all
These are A. You know I'm gonna
Okay.
get them an A. These.
All right. Okay.
But
that
you
might-
keep
you
going.
might
Keep
be a
going.
little- okay. Jeezy.
Jeezy. B.
Okay. Gotti.
A.
Rocco.
B.
Plies.
B.
21 Savage.
A.
Young Scooter.
A.
2 Chainz.
A.
Chief Keef.
A.
Young Dro.
B.
Okay. Lil Uzi Vert.
A.
Migos.
A.
Future.
A.
Okay. Lil Pump.
A.
All right. Now this last one.
Okay.
Sober Gucci
Mhm.
and the high Gucci.
Okay. Far as what? Music or?
Everything. Like it's like, you was right there as
I'm
far
right there
as
from the
knowing
beginning. From the beginning.
both.
Yeah, I know both.
So give us an accurate comparison of not necessarily better or worse, but just some of the differences that you probably noticed.
Well, the sober Gucci is definitely way easier to deal with. He's definitely more business oriented. You know what I mean? He's the sober Gucci is a guy that can be, you can look up to, and kind of try to pattern yourself after. Now, the high Gucci, I think the music was a little bit more profound. It was something that was so unorthodox, something that was just so authentic that that's what made Gucci who he is today. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I get that people like, man, I like the old Gucci, man, I like the new Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I understand that. It's because, when you making, you got to think, even the old Gucci, the big, the fat Gucci and all that, Gucci, that's the still hungry Gucci. That's
Right.
the Gucci that's, still coming for the spot.
Right.
The new Gucci is like, he's up, he's winning, he's
Right.
smiling. So, you're not going to get the same hunger that you got from
That's
back
true.
then. Yeah.
That's true. Man, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Zay, man. Much continued success to you and all that good stuff. And we definitely look forward to hearing this new album this first quarter.
Yep.
Anything else you want to share with the people?
Make sure y'all be on the lookout for of course the album Trap Holizay, but Birds of a Feather 2
Sure.
is definitely an epic movie. So y'all make sure y'all stay in tune for that. And I can't wait for 2018. Appreciate y'all. Progress report. Salute, Zaytoven.
Dope.